everyone, and welcome back.
Look, we've got a new bow.
We've just put on...
Oh, it has barely any capacity. Can we increase that?
That's a great question. Let's just...
With, like, the power of crafting?
I thought you were going to say the power of friendship, and I was like, I bet that will work.
I mean, at any time we could bring the power of friendship to solve any problem.
I think we do on a daily basis.
I feel like if it stays janky, we should Alt-Tab and check if my computer's doing something else, because it's still being really loud.
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking to see if there was anything. It doesn't look like anything's happening, but that doesn't mean that nothing's happening in the background.
Fucking background shit.
Okay, crafting. Is it crafting? What are we doing?
Ammo?
Capacity?
Yeah, crafting, yeah.
Carry capacity.
I mean,
What are
surely
you?
it wouldn't have
Warbow.
created it. Oh, I was going to say, surely we wouldn't have created a whole new category just for a new bow.
We got
Apparently I'm wrong.
need. Oh my gosh, I'm using it. Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
Well, that's good enough, right?
Nice.
Let's see how much extra that gave
I
us.
think it took it up to 25 or 30.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's better. Now you won't have to
Heaps
craft
better.
stuff in the middle of
I'm gonna
fights.
waste some to get it up to top. Nice.
Yeah. Plus it means that we've got more room for picking stuff up.
Okay. So we've got a whole bunch of extra stuff. We've got so many bow options. This is what we mainly use anyway, right? So hardpoint is our go-to.
We just finished killing a stormbird and we found a cool
It's
new...
fucking back!
Is it back?
There's two of them. Are they spawning in?
Are they stormbirds or are they just the normal little guys?
Oh, so
Yeah, they just kind of look like... I like how you're like, what the actual fuck? And that's fair enough.
Look at them all.
I would have had the same reaction.
This place was empty a moment ago. I guess I just killed the apex predator. These are all spawning in before our eyes, right?
That's how that works. No, they've been there. You just haven't been paying attention.
Oh, okay.
And that's totally okay because you were doing something else.
Yeah.
We discovered that there was a cool cave entrance up here, but
Yes.
you guys have informed us that we cannot go that way.
No.
The main quest will take us that way at some point.
So we will just
So we won't
let
waste
it
our
happen.
time going up there.
But speaking of main quest, that's what we're doing.
Speaking of beers with the boys.
Oh my gosh. This is so funny. This is so funny because okay, I'm gonna trouble here. But our next door neighbours are
At a diagonal.
At a diagonal.
So it's impossible to see or talk to them.
Yes.
Because you can't just look over the fence and talk to them because they're on a diagonal and there's trees in the way. So they're like mystery neighbours.
mystery neighbours. Never met them. They're having drinks. It sounds like.
Yeah. They're having like a barbecue. It's Friday night.
It's a good time. And what's very funny about it though is they are loud and not in an obnoxious way, just kind of in a fun way.
They're rowdy.
They're a bit rowdy, having a good time. I'm really pleased for them, and I'm particularly pleased for us because it is very, very, very funny because we can't understand what they're saying.
Yeah. Like, so I just came home and so I was like walking up the path towards the house and could hear them. And it was just like, it's just like, this is what it's like to have an audio, like a language processing disorder. Because, like, it's just gobbledygook. Ooh.
Is that?
Deep Secrets of the Earth. Can we just have a quick look at what this quest is actually about?
I was just going to say that phrase gobbledygook is something I would have said as well, but I'm like, I feel like we need to look it up now. Make sure it's
Gobbledygook? What makes sure it's not secretly offensive? Gobbledygook? No, it's just after the names of turkeys, right?
Okay. Auxiliary access hatch sealed. Is that what you wanted to look at?
No, I want to know what the quest is.
Oh,
What are we doing
yeah. Great,
Because we just got Edelman back.
Which
like-
apparently it's not main quest.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a side quest.
Okay. This is why I'm like, it's so annoying that they like they chop these up into like main, side, then errands, then other shit. Okay, so that's the main quest.
Yeah.
What's in side quests now?
We've got Heap of Trouble, which is the Osram settlement of Free Heap. Oh, that lady that we spoke to. Death from the Skies. The border settlement of Pitchcliff is under attack by Glinthawks. I said I might help them that was a lie.
I think the Shaman's Path is from the
Yes, I think you're right.
DLC.
And then this was the Power Cells one.
Oh yeah, we really want to do that. Somebody said that there is a map site that you can go to, or like an overlay or something you can get, where it shows you where like all the things like the power cells, but also the
data points.
The data points are. So we may have a look at that. I'm looking up to find out where the gobbledygook is offensive.
Cool, because we should know, right? But what was I going to say? The people next door, absolute like mishmash going on. And what's very funny about it is like, Momo told me, and then I walked outside to like, fall to my death.
I wasn't looking at this. You're still alive. You've got no health, but you're still alive.
I don't think I can get out of here though. Did they anticipate people falling down here? Maybe. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you haven't healed yourself.
Well, I feel like I don't know if it's worth it at all.
The other side of the tower. Look for a vent.
Oh, fuck, you know what we haven't done is got all our fucking potions and herbs.
Yeah, I must say I was surprised that you came here without...
Can I just travel from... Fuck it, I'm going to go somewhere else. Sorry, friends. I'm going to go do some of that before we go in, because I feel like it's setting us up to be not good otherwise. What's super fun about it, though, is you probably familiar with, like, this...
Have we fought to save Meridian
medic
for years,
group called Aunty
only to
Donna.
starve in Sunfall?
Oh yeah, they're Australian. They're great. If you haven't watched any of their stuff, I highly recommend. What are some of our favourites?
Bit of pud.
Yeah,
Christmas
bit
pud.
of Christmas pud. They put it out again every Christmas.
Every Christmas.
Just the exact same skit.
But it's worth it every Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, there's always room for a little bit
of pud.
of pud. And Beers with the Boys is one of their skits, which actually Izza hasn't seen. So maybe we'll put a link to it at the end of this, and you guys can watch it too. But it's very much that like, oh, it's always good to have a nice little beers with the boys. Yeah, oh yeah, it's really good to have beers with the boys.
So our next door neighbours
for you.
sounds like that.
They're having beers
with the boys, and it's completely incomprehensible, but in a really kind of fun way.
Where does this word come from?
Wee.
Irregular from gobble, noun.
Nice.
First known use was in 1944.
These are helpful. Bitter, though.
All right, this is looking good. Getting more in that pouch. Fill them up. We got 200. I probably should actually pick up some extra redwood. We did.
How can you say such a thing?
I kind of have been not avoiding it, but not thinking about it and kind of not focusing on picking it up because we've had so much. But we've only got 200 now, so I feel that
only 200. Definitely time to pick up another 1,000 and put it in our pocket.
100%. Okay, we're getting there with our herbs. And really good to have some of this freeze root now that we've got this freeze arrows, right?
Yeah, I'm quite keen to see those in action. Beers with balls. Everything's a drum. Also a great
that's classic.
skit from
Aunty Donna.
Aunty Donna.
So yeah, it's a good time.
It's a good time. We've also been warned by some of you folks that this quest that we're about to start may take quite some time and have no opportunity for save. So we're just aware of that. It's the start of our gaming session for the night.
Yeah, and we sort of thought, we might
chop it in half, but we'll probably have to play the whole thing in one go.
Yeah, possibly. And I think we might actually get to do maybe a couple of segments of it before it locks us in.
Okay.
Apparently, people didn't give us spoilers, but it was obvious that we're going to get locked into a story.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Especially excited because this is playing.
Yeah. This is worth doing, right?
It is 100% worth doing. You might have better luck with...
The starting area?
yeah.
I think you're probably right. It's worth using these. We can get more. We
Yeah.
decided that the travel packs are not particularly valuable, right?
Well, I mean, the encouragement from one of you folks was to stop spending money on them and simply make the one that's an infinite one. But that requires us actually getting organized enough to
Organisation.
kill a Ballaback, I think it was, that we need the heart of.
We
for
probably
that.
will have to fight one for something anyway, and hopefully we just get the heart.
Yeah. But by then we'll have finished the game, so
Or forgotten
yeah.
and spend it on something else.
I think we're actually okay in terms of funds to spend a few metal shards on.
We'll get there is the answer. Let's save you. Real quick.
What's some stories we can tell people while we're gathering herbs?
Good question. We've already told the next door neighbor story because, hello friends.
I love how in these games, like, you see NPCs and you're like, are you murder? Murder? Yes? No? What's our murder ratio?
Getting soaked from melted snow.
Is that what's happening? Watch our wins for doing nothing.
For doing nothing, yay!
I don't know in which direction we need to be going, but I think this is fine. Isn't it funny? I'm pretty sure we did comment on this at the beginning of the game, but almost in the sort of exact area where we sort of start to branch out from. We start to branch out from the beginning, the very baby area, and it all feels so dangerous.
When you first start there.
Yeah, and what we
Yeah.
commented on was it feels so dangerous, but later on this is going to feel very
Safe to run around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting though, but like I agree on one hand, but I do think like the threat of the machines doesn't ever really go away.
No, but I don't feel particularly worried by watches anymore,
Yeah.
whereas they were at the beginning just as scary as everything else.
Right. Sure.
But
Do we know if there are any
I feel like maybe up
yeah,
here
there
was better.
I think that like dark green area up a
Yeah.
little bit more.
like
bit-
up
Like in
here-ish.
that area there.
Okay,
is, like,
how about I go
really good.
round this little hill back down to the right?
We could even either chop this out or speed this up for people as well.
Let's speed it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That means we can
just.
just chat and say
Or-
whatever
or
the fuck
whatever.
we want to say.
Oh, I thought that was like
Maybe
a
it'll be
giant
secrets.
person. Just full of secrets.
Full of secrets.
You guys, we're hiding all these secrets from you.
What?
I definitely saw those birds and was like, killing birds, death birds.
Sorry, I'm swinging around wildly. Let's go here. How do I eat? Back this way, I think is going to be better. That's what you. I think you're right. Right. Let's fucking grab it. Oh
So-
fuck! Look at our fucking herb pouch.
Yes! What a
All right, let's do
legend.
this last one, and then so we'll bring people in. Back in here, I guess.
Welcome back.
Yeah,
Ezra has a full pouch and is feeling quite pleased with herself.
I am. I'm feeling very good about it. So we're going to,
Scale down this cliff.
yeah, and hopefully this time.
So we're in Sunfall, which is kind of weird because once again, these guys are our enemies.
Yeah.
Or at least they're the enemies of
Thinking of Eterman in Meridian
King. Fuck, what's his name?
makes me cringe.
yeah. Can we go into like the throne room place that we were in the other day? It'd be like
this is this. Oh, no. Is this it? Yeah. No. Yeah.
it was similar to this, even if it's yeah.
How much must we endure?
Yeah. There you go.
Now we don't even have a Sun King.
Oh.
What did we do to deserve this?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see if there was anything going on with
just
the
that
people.
back on
we
the
don't
Sun
even have a
King.
Sun King.
That
What do we do
woman
to
said
do
we
this?
had a
Ourselves
green
Kaja?
tent down in the camp. Might be worth a visit.
Green tent?
And I was just gonna say,
Sorry, what were you saying? I was paying attention to Aloy.
yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, oh, that's dope.
Oh! It looked like that was what you were supposed to do.
It looks like a... Okay, well, I made it to the bottom without getting damaged this time. You know when she's running around and we're listening to people all over the place, and when I say we're listening, she's like...
And you're like, shut up, Aloy, stop breathing so loudly. Oh, there was an examine back there.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say.
Yeah. Don't just hit it.
I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return.
There you go.
Before you descend into the depths here,
Fill
you
your
should be
bags.
fully committed, equipped, and focused.
Okay.
No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace.
Okay.
Nice
I won't
quest.
tolerate whining.
Right, let's
Is
do it.
that
We're here.
clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
We're going to go ahead. I guess the only thing to note is that quest of the Ancient Armory. Will we lose the chance to get a power cell? I think we just
No. This is not the final quest.
Okay.
This is him saying this is going to take a long time.
Okay, cool.
Based on what people of the internet say. If they told us a lie, well, fuck it. What are we going to use that gear for anyway? We're finishing the
down.
game.
But it's going to be
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobeck here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I don't think... Okay.
Emergency venting is a good idea.
Well, not that's not a good idea, but like, yeah, don't be in front of the emergency vent, I would just think.
I underestimated you. I think by now
Even Aloy's calling herself Elizabeth Sobeck in this situation.
Yeah, she's put that together, right?
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Okay.
All right.
Having a look. Interesting.
Despite what...
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Oh!
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
I realised that we didn't do the thing that we said that we would do, where we read all the vantages out in order.
Fuck. We will.
We will.
That's not time bound.
No.
Cool.
So this is another incident, and it's from lounge staff to admin. Subject, another incident. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who surf on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example, security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example. Embryologists?
Ooh.
Why are embryologists involved? And dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond.
What are they doing? They just like picked up people?
Embryologists. That would suggest something to do with babies being made, right?
But yeah.
I mean, we know that Aloy somehow exists.
Yeah. We need support too, from reception staff to admin. We need support too. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing ZD candidates, that'll be Zero Dawn, I guess, candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient. The mild sedatives for the extreme cases, and any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails.
Maybe, do we think that maybe it's, like, why are these people all so upset? Like, is it the reception that's telling people that, like, the end of the world is coming? And that's why people are getting really agitated?
Or maybe they already know and they've, I don't know, maybe they haven't volunteered. Maybe they've been brought here.
We've got to know more.
I've got to know more.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
That implies that they possibly are there by choice, but yet to be determined. But even if you're there by choice and you think that the world's ending, you might be a bit agitated.
I mean, yeah. Oh, I'm so excited to learn about this stuff. From lounge staff to admin, restock or else. This is like different teams, like
To admin.
like reply alling each other.
Oh no.
For the fifth time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals, I'm going to lose it. Please respond, and this time, no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jobs, okay? Jokes, okay?
I mean, it's a good joke, though.
That's a great joke. But also, it's the end of the world, like...
If it's the end of the world, you better believe I'm digging into those dad jokes. Like,
Yeah, but also, like, are we really requesting blackberry sage tea at the end of the world? I'm just going to try and kill this mosquito real quick before it bites either of us.
is it a mosquito?
Oh, fuck, where'd he go? I always think it's real funny when I try and kill them and miss, and then I'm like, you know what?
It's too late. It's over.
If he gets me now, I deserve it.
That's right. You brought this upon yourself.
Mutual murder.
Oh. All right, we got another one. This is from lounge staff, again to admin. Soundproofing? Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Oh, so they've can't. You're right
They're getting some sort of information download.
about Zero
end of the
Dawn, the end of the world,
Yeah.
and it's not a good time.
Proceed into viewing room 1
Viewing room.
for an
That's
important
VR1.
message regarding the purpose of your
Ooh,
visit.
we're going to get the treatment.
We're gonna get the treatment. Are we gonna scream and cry? Maybe.
Maybe.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
ZD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Good. Thank you.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program. The Technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best,
Maybe that's been happening
we've got
in the background.
16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day, the day that life on Earth ceases to exist, is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
Second part of the transmission in another room.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
So, I mean, we'd already posited that that it was a lie. We kind of picked that up, right?
We
already
knew that much.
What was going to say? To imagine being those people, the Pharaoh Plague is already out of control. Enduring Victory is like people are throwing themselves against wave after wave.
This grain of hope. You'd be here knowing that you are coming to Project Zero Dawn. You're like, yeah,
We're going to get them.
This is the secret thing that's going to save us.
And this is what you come into, and you're like, everyone I know is going to die.
Everyone I know is going to die.
And not only that, that's going to be the end of all life on Earth.
So, like, is this a Noah's Ark type situation?
Well, we know that it wasn't quite that. So, oh yeah, you're right. So maybe, yes, I like this. But what happened was something else entirely, right? They managed to, like, civilization as they knew it ended, but life didn't end. The whole planet wasn't obliterated.
Yeah. So did they contain a whole lot of life? Or hang on, before you go on, it's like the frame dropping is really annoying me. So I just want to do a quick alt tab.
Mm-hmm. I like your Noah's Ark theory. I wonder how that fits with, because I feel like if it was a Noah's Ark, the planet would have been obliterated and then they would have to like start again. But there would have been robots all over it to get rid of as well.
Yeah, it has to be more complicated than that. And also, it doesn't make sense because there would be, like, apocryphal history about it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, you know, you're right. Let's find out. What does Elizabeth Sobek have to say?
Kestrels.
Oh.
They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place?
Nice.
Tomb?
Ooh, plus there's a bonus thingy up here.
He's through the...
And he's a heavy, so you can't take him out with a single shot.
No. But that archer, was there only 2?
There's
Surely
definitely
not.
3.
There's 1. Okay. Who can I see is the question. Can I see you? This one.
Yes. Come on out, little friend.
Oh shit, I fell down.
You're fine. You'll get back up there when you need to. That's... Oh. Okay. Shh. She says to the corpse.
Can I get back up here? No. I just want to be super quiet. Nothing. Oh my God, nothing.
Once you've killed these guys, there is a data point up there
Okay,
too.
thank you. Keep an eye on that because I'll forget otherwise. Are they even a place where I can get at them?
Not through that window.
Yeah, you know. Maybe I can creep in over them though? No.
Might be more of a creep up behind them
What's your
and
path, man?
stab them in the back situation.
Okay. Maybe I'll follow his path. Where are you
Is he
heading?
coming out the door? No. He's not.
No, I
coming
don't think
out the
either of
door.
them are actually.
Cool. Well,
Okay, well, I think I can then creep around. We can. Oh, should we do it now?
yeah, I reckon. That way we don't have to come back up if we don't find the time.
Oh, it's an audio.
I think there is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want
Feels-
to know why
feels
I am
very-
here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Oh, and you can just, sorry, I keep getting to that, but it says candidate interview, PhD, art history and museum studies.
It does feel like the fact that they just like had this random sprinkling of well, seemingly random sprinkling of people of different skills and ooh. Oh, and more thingies.
I wonder if I might be able to. He's heavy though, so. Ha.
I know you're out there.
Where's the other one is the problem. There. See if we can get the other one while he's away.
Beautiful work.
I'm just gonna hide here until he comes through, I think.
Yeah, legit. And like let him turn around.
Yeah, and I might just use a stronger arrow on him.
Turn around, turn around.
Just fuck off.
That's a movie I would like to rewatch. The new Predator.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen it? Oh, it's really good. It's got a female protagonist,
Nice.
and it's set. What? How did he see you? The fuck?
I think he hears me splashing around. Oh, fuck you. He doesn't know where I am, though.
I'm done. Am I done?
You know what? Fuck you.
Grant me victory!
Okay, that was a bit messy, but we got there.
We're too close to
Tribal
the trap
primitives?
to stop us now.
What is that sort of language?
That's not great.
No. We don't describe people in that way.
No, we don't.
Especially when everyone here in the society is doing the best with
what they
extremely
have.
Limited resources.
Yeah.
Got too much already.
Silas is a bit of a dick.
He is. He's a wanker.
Counselor guidelines.
Ooh. Okay. For debriefing after presentation 1. Candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly, but clearly and firmly. Familiarise yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, Addendum B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures, Addenda C1, C2, C3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are data corrupted.
It's interesting that, so we're having the experience of a new person coming into this. So they've given you there's absolutely no hope. And then they've given you time
to process.
But also, they're not giving you the spark of hope yet. It's just kind of frustrating.
It is, but I wonder... I think you're right. I wonder if that is deliberate so that people see this as the only way and fully throw themselves behind it, even if, and I wonder if it's not palatable, whatever this is.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because even we saw people reacting to Elizabeth's plan, they weren't happy about it.
No, so
you're probably right. Yeah.
Let's say this. Interview with PhD Environmental Reclamation.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name.
The end of the world?
What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Interesting.
It's different. It's interesting, the different reactions. Alright, I'm just going to grab this one too. This kind of interview was with Information War Specialist.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be
a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Ah, okay. Let's make sure we haven't missed anything else.
It's interesting though, because if you think about it, only a few of the robots were, or at least this is how the information's been presented to us, only a few of the robots were consuming biosphere, right? It was those big Horus ones?
I wonder if they've all been upgraded or...
maybe.
I think that's a good point though, what was happening there, right?
Yeah, because surely if you just targeted taking those down.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Interview candidate, PhD molecular and cellular biology.
That is accurate.
Yes, Australian.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them?
Not just people, all organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pike wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please!
But it feels like a very Australian response to the situation.
And also valid.
Absolutely valid. Especially I think in the science community, a lot of people know each other. You know, you bump into people at conferences and stuff like that. I know that guy and I'm gonna fucking punch his face in. A lot of the mystique goes away.
This is candidate interview data security consultant.
Want to discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, it was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty, too. But I kept the zigging to their zag.
That feels very...
How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed.
This guy is a psychopath, and I think he's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So let him move on.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, maybe the psychopaths will save us in the end. Fuck. We're really fucked if that's happening. This is a candidate interview with formerly of FAS.
You previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the Chariot Line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped...
Can you imagine
Zero
living
Dawn
with that
was a
level
way
of
to
guilt?
undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the
People
light
just
of
didn't think about
creation,
the consequences.
that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits.
This feels very
There
like.
are no limits.
How do you say that word? Analogous? This is like that lady who couldn't say, what's that other word?
No, I can't help you.
It's like alfalfa, but it's not alfalfa.
Fuck, no.
It's what Americans call rocket.
Arugula.
Arugula. She couldn't remember. She was like, a Google. Arugula booga. I like a bit of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it feels very. They're
Analogous. No, that's not the word. What?
Analogous?
No.
Analogous?
It's like both of us know the word and what it fucking means, but it's
I
just
can
like
write it down.
The fucking shape of the word. It's like
Where does the N come and the G come?
I don't know.
And the U come?
Oh no. And I Google.
I don't think Google can understand you when you're in hysterics.
Analogous.
Analogous.
Is that how you even
Is
pronounce
that-
it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hang on.
Yes.
Hang on.
Can Google say it for you?
Let's do it again.
Analogous. Analogous. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, we
that's
survived.
stressful.
Fuck.
Oh, that was super stressful. Okay.
It feels analogous to the way AI is being developed at the moment, right? Where it's kind of like, where are the people... Can you check that there's nothing in the room over there? Because I don't know that we've been in that one.
Oh, you're fucking genius.
Am I?
Yeah, look at that.
Ah.
Yes, so the way AI is being developed, it's just sort of like, let's go, it's so good. Which is so funny because doing just a little bit of coding now, it does feel like you can solve the world's problems, you know? It's quite weird.
I really want you to expand on that. But
Okay.
let's listen to this first. Oh, secret tunnel.
Okay, we're going to do this and then... Candidate interview, PhD, aerospace engineering.
Look, let's cut
We
the
already
mystery.
said it's not
You're
what's on
building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since 57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to
You're
prep
right,
a
maybe
new
it doesn't know
colony
that.
ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
It's interesting, like, I do feel like it's one of those situations, you know, how they were saying, like, you've got to assure people that every possible...
Option has been considered and is not workable.
Yeah, and, like, I don't think humans are really built to accept that sort of thing.
No, we're innately hopeful creatures, aren't we?
Well, not just that, but, like, we believe in our own, like, the power of the individual to...
Is that...
Maybe bring up the map?
Oh, I mean, I'm not lost, I'm just checking for...
Well, I was just saying that because you might be able to identify whether... Oh, no, we're off map. Whether there's, like, a little area
fair.
that's, like, not the way to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair. I just feel like secrets.
Yeah. Secrets. Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Okay, so maybe this was just a way to
Are we
get in.
back in the same room we were in before?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and was there... Oh, this was the other hatch I saw.
Okay.
Well, we investigated the secrets.
Yes, the secrets have been investigated.
This is the way we came, but I'm going to go back that way. And, yeah.
Pointless tunnel is pointless.
Nice.
But maybe it has a point at some point later, or it was a way for us to sneak up on people that we just murdered.
Yes, I think you're probably right. That could have been fun if we had have seen it. Okay, are we ready?
Yep. Into viewing room. Let's get the download. Elizabeth Sobek, tell us. Yes.
ZB02
Yes.
data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system.
Oh.
The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo. The vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
But it didn't work.
It did work.
Well, some of it worked, but...
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life, for us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are.
I think Battle's lie here.
We still haven't met Silence in the flesh, have we?
I don't think so.
We've only met him digitally. I think he's part of Gaia.
Oh, do you think he's not human?
I don't think he's human.
We've had this discussion before where we thought he wasn't, and then we thought he was. And
then we thought he was because of the fact that people in
looked
in
a
the
bit
far
like
north,
him.
but remember him, right?
And yes.
So, okay, before we progress, because that was a lot.
Yeah, we need to discuss. So I
Hit
guess
me
there's
with
a couple
what's
of
in your
things.
mind.
The first thing is like, holy fucking shit! Like, not.
So it is a Noah's Ark,
but kind of it's almost
on a much larger scale,
on a much more like devastating, on a more devastating Noah's Ark. It's a not. What am I trying to say? It's not like people on the ark going like, oh good, we're going to make it through and our generations live as well. It's like, no, everybody dies.
Like literally everybody dies.
Yeah, so you're
and
not
the
great.
seeds are saved and nothing else.
Great call on the Noah's Ark thing. What was I going to say about the Noah's Ark thing? So if it all went as she had said, and we know that all of it didn't, but if parts of it did, everything got fucking annihilated. The earth was a barren rock, and the Gaia code, or parts of it, in the background continued to solve the shutdown code for the swarm, right?
Yes, and presumably that worked because we know that the robots aren't currently consuming the earth.
Yes.
But some of it didn't work because they're hostile towards life.
Yeah.
They attack us.
It is, maybe. So one of the robots they showed was the grazer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's hostile in a way that an animal is hostile, though.
Yes, but everyone's been talking about how the creatures have become more hostile of late.
Yes, you're right. And how
So
different ones are turning up now.
Newer and more devastating ones are turning up. So it sounds like Pharaoh has been restarted. Yeah, so that we've got, and it is possible that like the way like you look at like the grazers, the grazers are a perfect example. They're going around, they're grazing, and for all we know, they are continuing to feed seeds and bio life into the system that may still be working in the back end, right?
Yes.
But what I'm curious about is like, you know, like that was a list of all the Greek gods, right? Well, a whole lot of them. And Hades is the god of death. So Hades is an interesting one, though. Like, I don't know how deep they've gone into, like, Greek myth with this stuff, because Hades is, in Greek myth, both the god of death in the underworld, but also, because they knew that plants grew up from beneath the soil. It's like of growing things and roots emerging out into the world. So, I mean, they may have just gone with the classic death is part of the life cycle.
Yeah.
But
and we know that Hades is as Aloy said, Hades is hostile now, at least to her.
At least to her. And we also know that there's this extra layer of the corruption.
Yes, and that Hades seems to be involved with the people who are trying to resurrect the giant, the old...
the Horus, right?
The Horus.
The thing that consumes bio-life.
Yeah, which we don't want.
So, like, presumably, at this point, all we can guess is that the Pharaoh plague, which was an AI of its own, has somehow figured out what was going on with the Gaia code.
And it is Hades somehow.
And has tried to infiltrate it. And that's what the corruption is. Maybe?
Maybe. All right, are we ready?
Let's go.
But just how devastating. But if you had the chance, if you knew all life was going to end, it was going to be absolutely fucking annihilated. If I had any skills that I could contribute to this, you'd do it, right?
Yeah. I think it'd be really hard for anybody who was a parent.
Oh, yeah.
To not want to bring their children into the facility.
Oh, and I was... Sorry?
Well, even though it would do no good in the long term, and of course we remember back when we first started the game.
That's what I was about to say.
Like...
all those people who died.
People who were like, that's it, it's over.
Because they were trapped.
Now we have to lie down and die.
Yeah, presumably they were trapped in there at the end of the days, right?
Yeah, they ended the project.
Grim.
It would be such a cool project to work on, though.
Okay, I'm gonna
You just be a psychopath about the whole situation.
Yeah. This is text log.
I think it's my turn. Okay. Make your selection. You are now in processing of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice.
One of the options is going to be death, right?
Presumably.
Okay.
Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week. Okay, great. Love that.
Well, the world's coming to an end, right? Like,
yeah, well, at the same time, you don't want to burn people out, and you've got a year, right? They said 360 days or something like that?
I think
we're trying to
12,
do the whole thing?
18 months? Yeah.
Yeah. And your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives.
So you get to live for the rest of your natural life.
That's our gift to you.
Dang. And I think 2 persons of your choosing.
Gross. Imagine if you had like 3 kids or more, and you'd have to be like, I'd fucking roll a dice. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I wouldn't be able to do it either. But you do it because otherwise they all die, right?
Yeah.
That's an impossible choice.
Or like, what's better? Just like, is it better to live out your life living in a fucking underground bunker?
I don't know. What's love worth? Like, time with your loved ones worth?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think there's a good answer.
I don't think there is either. This just reminds me of like the zombie apocalypse thing, and I'm like, come the zombie apocalypse.
Oh dear,
it's like overturned. I'm not going to try and live. Just let a fucking zombie take me out. Done. Well, actually, I'd prefer to like a bullet to the back of the head or something. But like, fuck that. I don't want to live through the apocalypse.
I think if I make it through the first few days, I'm like, I would try and make it.
Yeah. I knew you would say that. Number 2 is indefinite. I tried to turn it into infinite detonation. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participate in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released.
To the clutches of the plague.
Ooh. To be liquefied. Medical euthanasia. You're right. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counsellor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions. Wow. I think I talked about this before, and I don't know whether it was on Horizon or I think it might have been, that I was spending some time with a lady who was a lawyer in the States, and she did a lot of work with people on and around the death penalty. And she said one of the things that she thought was really unfair about the process was that while there were all these legal processes and structures and stuff all around the person who receives like the lethal injection, and there's all this argument for and against whether it's okay or whether it's bad or blah, 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 all this stuff, there's very little debate about what this is like for the people who actually administer the drugs to kill people and how that affects someone. To be like, well, today I'm going to work to kill somebody. And they're not like special euthanasia doctors. They're just like ordinary nurses. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
can you imagine what that would be like for people here, just being like, oh, we got another one going in the euthanasia bin today?
Yeah, I guess there's a couple things. I think I would separate out euthanasia. Well, it's not even euthanasia. I think you can't be killing people for like, I don't believe
it's a whole debate. Let's not get into that.
Well, yes and no, because I do want to get into it a little bit.
Okay, sure.
So the death penalty aside, right?
Yeah,
I think euthanasia for like we have
medical euthanasia.
Yeah, for you, you have a terminal illness or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think that's different, and I think in this situation, it depends on your psyche. I don't even think you have to be a psycho.
I guess because of the
can be
consent element to it.
There's a consent. So yeah, exactly, because you are killing someone who's unwilling. First of all, in a death penalty situation,
but this is barely willing.
This is barely willing, but there's also the added complexity of the world coming to an end, right? And if you could almost put a compassionate lens on it, they're going to be liquefied by a machine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is a more pleasant way to go than liquefaction.
So I think I absolutely agree with you that I think it would weigh heavily, but I do wonder if it would feel different. If you actually might feel like you were doing a mercy or a kindness.
Probably would.
Yeah, it would, I imagine, depend on person to person, but yeah. Let's have a look at this one. Well. Interview. Oh, this is Brent Endick again.
Which one was he? Was he the Australian?
I think he was formerly Fast, it says there.
Formerly Fast. Oh, this was the guy who came up with the way the... Sorry.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. Isn't it just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom? I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard, to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Okay, so he's very behind that.
He is.
Ooh, heavy stuff.
It is heavy stuff. This is second one with our environmental reclamation person.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You'd grow old together with your loved ones in safety.
I don't have loved ones.
That'd be kind of
I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
It's interesting, because, like, one of the themes going through this entire narrative is like the arrogance of mankind, right? Like the arrogance of us thinking that we could create robots in a way that was A, safe, and B, smarter than what nature can do itself in a way, right? Like it's not all of it, but that's an element. And it's interesting to me that Sobek thought that they would have the capability to create an AI that was smart enough to replicate nature when we don't understand so much of nature. It's not like they were like, let's just put some algae back in the ocean and let the entire process of life kick off again, and it'll take another billion years, and then
well, I think there's not even an ocean.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
No. I mean, I agree. Like, I don't think, I think, oh, yeah, like, getting things kickstarted is, right, letting it
That's what I mean. Like, letting the entire
saying.
process of evolution begin again.
Right.
They're saying, basically, they want to fast-track it, right? They want to just be like...
Or they want to go back to a save point.
Yeah. When the ecosystem is so complex and so, like, as this lady just said, like, species die out. Species have died out for millennia. Like, and it's not just our fault that things die out. Like,
but this is total annihilation of everything, right?
Oh no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the arrogance to think that we could create an AI that was smart enough to replicate the complexity of the entire ecosystem.
It's pretty wild.
I don't think we would be capable of it.
Yeah, I don't know that we would be capable of it either, but in this world, they have AI to help them, presumably.
Yeah, but AI can't be smarter than people. Because how could it be smarter than something that you could code?
Well, I think
it could learn.
Yes.
Very fast.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyway.
This is our second one with our aerospace engineer.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's...
What you're saying?
Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What are you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
Alert.
Well, I'm accessing it.
Medical wing inaccessible.
Yeah, I'll go over there in a sec. I'm just nosing around. Make sure there's nothing, no treats hidden amongst...
I mean, obviously it worked to some degree. And as you say, like, it's kind of... Do you remember... Did you come with me to that really interesting lecture on shackles?
I just...
What are we supposed to do with those?
I don't know.
Can we have a look in our inventory?
Yeah.
Like, what? Where
does this go? Resources? Is it a resource? It's purple, wouldn't it be at the top?
Yeah.
So I
Is
guess
it
it's
under
not a
special
resource?
items? Stranded shackles. Mysterious item is valuable only to the most curious merchants. Shackles made from an unknown smooth material. Okay.
Okay.
I guess they're just making a point that there was some of that going on.
Oh, yeah. Detained people. You were asking if I came with you to...
Oh, years ago, went to I feel like it was you that was with me, went to a really interesting lecture I'm going to say she was some sort of like biological evolution scientist of some kind. And she was kind of talking in reaction to, at that point, like the obsession with paleo had just like burst into the public imagination.
What is this? Is this a cell? No.
Maybe.
Why am I allowed in here?
Maybe it's one of the euthanasia rooms.
Chambers.
Gross.
Okay. So paleo had burst onto the scene.
Yeah, and so people were getting into this whole thing of like, oh, it's better because we're eating like our ancestors did. And she did this really interesting talk about evolution and how evolution actually works and how we have some like slightly like oversimplified ways of thinking about evolution. I was with someone and I can't remember now who it was.
No.
Okay.
Okay, this what does this feel like? So medicine, I feel like this is a battle. But so far it hasn't been. So.
You can give yourself a bit of health if you want.
Oh, that's a good idea. Sure am. Do you want to finish your story before we go through? Or?
It might take a while, so
I'll go through.
Yeah, go
Ready?
through it. Yeah.
We'll do a little bit more and then...
Go to Central Projects.
Okay, so it is. All right, you carry on.
Yes.
Oh.
Intruder! Get her!
Whatever you do, don't die now.
Is not going to die because of some random guy.
I'm going to run into... Yes, I am, because I'm going to get run into a wall.
Some stalactites and...
Are they going to come for me? Are they coming? No.
A bunch of them are still red, but...
I didn't see them. Wait, what bar are we on? Okay.
So while Iz is murdering people, unless this is too distracting for me to be talking while...
No, you don't. You can talk. Oh my god.
Is there a way to get, like, around, maybe? Behind them?
Genius.
Plus we missed a thing! Yes, we're in the middle of a fight, but fuck it!
Yeah, we are. We're reading it now.
At least we go into a pause menu.
That might be my turn. So, for debriefing after presentation 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on the part of the counsellor.
That makes sense.
Confirm.
They want people with buy-in, right?
Yeah. Oh, what are you... What did she
If you guys could hear that, Jonko, my cat, has a way of, like, if she's fully asleep and she gets woken up with a startle, she just, like... She doesn't, like, wake up and then, like, register what's around her. She just, like, leaps up and just starts going, and then usually runs for her food bowl.
Cute. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasise that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection, validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasise the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans when those of loved ones beyond Zero Day. Validate their hesitation and acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish, and allow access to supplemental articles GO1 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period, during which counsellors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasise that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against his or her or his will. candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision is data corrupted. But we know it's final.
Although it does make you wonder whether they bothered to keep those people in captivity.
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
I guess so. What was I thinking about that?
They're trying to make people buy in, right?
They are. Well, I mean, it's...
You were going to try going around the back if you could figure out a way. There may not be a way. I don't know.
I can't quite get...
They're not in reach of your psychic.
Yeah. I'm just going to... What I'm going to do is... That tells me that they're probably further away. So I'm going to go for a stronger arrow. And then we're going to try.
I believe in you.
Oh, he's not far away.
What? How did that not hit him? Bullshit.
I feel like that was close, eh?
Yeah. That was absolutely on target. Okay. Nice. Okay, they seem to need to reload.
Oh, nice spotting. So if we get them to get out there...
This is beautiful sniping work. You could try one of your freeze arrows. See if it does like a dot or anything like that.
I'm not... Oh, that was all right. The reason why I'd hesitated from using that or the fire ones is you have to stack up a few to get
yeah, good point.
Stat on it. So if I do this, he's going to die potentially anyway. I know I didn't even hit him.
Dodged.
So that's why I hadn't chosen it. Okay, got one.
Okay. Somehow you got a headshot because you're so pro.
I feel like slow. Yeah, well, we're gonna go for this.
It's alright.
See, when I say we've only got 300 Ridgewood, it uses 10 per.
Okay.
It's not gonna go that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think we need to stack up on Ridgewood next time. We're out and about.
Well, we just stop ignoring Richwood, if nothing else, right? You're such a boss. I'm so glad I'm not playing. It's good that they're not running up.
Yeah. Oh, that was a bit wild. Oh, I avoided being hit until now. Okay.
It's okay. We're not going to dock points because you have not 100% health.
Well, I will, and I'll grab this herb in a second. I've got a plan, but I'll wait till the end.
Yeah, evolution. One of the things that she said that was really interesting to me was if she's saying like your ancestors when they were hunter-gatherers, they ate blah and blah. Therefore you should eat blah and blah because that's your evolutionary heritage.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, but when you think of those ancestors, who were their ancestors and what were they eating?
What should have they been eating? Yeah.
Like the concept that we should replicate what our ancestors were doing is kind of bizarre in the sense that like we are always evolving. Like it's not. But there's too much flux to sort of say that in any kind of like she wasn't necessarily like being like paleo is bad, but she was kind of making the point that like I know it's always hard when like someone else has presented something and you're like I believe them, but I don't know how to express what they said.
Yeah, and was it you? Maybe it was you that told me this as well. Maybe it was from the same thing, but it was like our ancestors didn't have You were I thought you were about to sneeze.
No, I'm trying to find that mosquito.
Didn't have the same access to the range of food we have. So the paleo diet is much more varied than our ancestors would have had as well.
That wasn't me that was talking about
okay.
that, no. But, yeah, makes sense.
This is Tom. This is our angry Australian.
Oh, the Australian.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe.
Yeah, so he's kind of saying a similar thing to what I did, right? Like, in the sense that, like, who are we to play God with all of nature?
And he's come to the conclusion that it's better than the alternative.
Yeah, which I can understand that logic.
Do you think you would come to that conclusion as well?
I don't know. My initial instinct is that I'd almost rather do the thing I talked about at the start of, like, just chuck some algae out there and be like, start again!
Be free, algae! Yeah.
It's interesting because, like, you think that they have consumed all of the water in the sea. Do we know that that's exactly true?
I thought they implied that.
Because if they did, how did we reconstruct all that water? Like, just combining oxygen and
I thought
hydrogen?
that was one of the things that one of the processes that they were talking about. One of the Greek gods as well was Poseidon.
Sure, but yeah, I'm kind of baffled as to how that could be possible.
Yeah, maybe. I could well have gotten wrong with that.
Zero Dawn.
This was the
It is
museum
art,
specialist.
in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes.
I do. Oh, shit.
I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair. Not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity.
So I've had two thoughts. The first is they've bringing this in this wave of people who can work on Zero Dawn, right? The first wave of people they must have brought on must have been counselors and nurses. They must have put them through this first. Like,
Yeah, like you've got to get those people in place
to
before
do this.
You can. Yeah, you'd probably start with like a wave of like a think tank situation with a wave of people that you already know.
The other thing I was thinking about was how Aloy was delivered from the mountain as a baby. She was Elizabeth Sobick's embryo.
Yeah.
For some reason was not birthed at the same time as all the others.
Yeah.
Was later, which is interesting.
Which, like, considering that Hades is now going out of control, was that some sort of fail-safe?
I love that idea. Let's look at this.
I reckon we should stop reasonably soon.
Okay.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at
This is a
Mockingbird
psychopath?
back in the
Yeah.
day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural it'd be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea?
I don't think she has a
Saw
quota.
her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Okay. Takes all sorts, I guess.
Yep.
That's the way you want to spend the last 30 years of your
Power's
life.
down.
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just
I feel like... How would you feel? What would you spend your time on in the last...
In Elysium?
In Elysium, yeah.
I don't know. I think at first I would be very despondent. I feel like I'm a reasonably hopeful person, but I think I would be really despondent. But then you either get past it or that or you don't, you know? I assume at some point, I assume that the medical euthanasia option is open to anyone at any time.
Sure, yeah.
But what was I going to say there? I wonder if you have access to the knowledge that they've put aside, and if you might be able to spend your time reading and watching things and learning things, and whilst that's never going anywhere, at least that feels...
I would have a profound... Presuming that you were... Well, maybe you wouldn't be allowed to. I was going to say, presuming you had some way of recording it and, adding to the...
People left their things behind, eh?
Well, what I was trying to say is
I'm not
that...
going to do this right now.
Yeah.
Another one of these.
Just have a look around.
Need to find the
Is
right
that
configuration.
I would feel the compulsion to create.
Yes. Leave something behind that you were there, right?
Maybe there's a storage area
I
nearby.
think so too.
To create the things that can only come from your mind because you are a unique individual.
And remember that there are 2,000 other people down there with you. So there's companionship and, community in your loss and... you know,
I don't know.
What, so you think with your time you would create?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a nice thing to do. I think we're going to leave it there. But friends, what would you do with your time in Elysium?
In Elysium. Disco.
Oh no, yeah, there's the
Dance
crossover.
party.
Fuck. Sorry, I just made this face maybe it's just a dance party every day. Yeah, what would you do? I'd be interested. I feel very somber.
Yeah, and we're going straight into the next episode,
We
so
are.
there's a lot to process.
Yeah.
And
So,
it's not even real for us. Imagine if it was
No.
real.
yeah. So I think what you just did, big, deep breath.
Get a cup of tea.
Get a cup of tea.
Get your blackberry and sage tea. Because what else is there to live for at this point?
Release those negative emotions. And we'll catch you next time.
See you then.
Bye.